What's up? What's up? What is up? What is going on, people? You're looking at me and you're like, whoa, what happened to Brian? I know. I had to start clean. Fresh base for the upcoming film, Clerks 3, in case you haven't been paying attention. But, so I'm letting the hair grow long and not doing anything that I normally do to keep my youthful self so gorgeous. So when I get to the fine people over at the production of Clerks 3, I will have a clean base for them to work with to do whatever they want to do. So that's right, people. I'm not infallible. I do have help from chemistry and science. But, you know, boys got to do what a boy's got to do. So this is going to be my last Friday here at home in my wonderful corner of my entertainment rec room here in the lower level of the house. I'll be actually, looks like I'll be pulling towards, once I can set up in Jersey so that I can, actually, did I move it over? Yeah, see. So it'll be my last time here in the wonderful nook I've made in the one end of my rec room / lower level of my place. So we'll see what happens. I'll see what the logistics are of where I'll be staying and seeing how the internet is and how I can do it. And if I don't have neighbors complaining or street noise or what have you, we'll see. So I'm a little amped. So we'll see what happens. So let's welcome to the show, Chocolate Covered Cosplay. Good to see you. Thank you for patiently waiting. Jonathan Trihuba. That's good. Staying awake for this. Thank you. Thank you for staying up. Josh McManus. What? It's going to be your 41st birthday in a row on Monday. Everybody, happy birthday eventually to you, Josh. Happy birthday eventually in this Monday to you, Josh. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Who do we got here? Christopher Hewitt still hasn't missed a show. Thank you so much, Christopher, for joining us this evening. Don Perrine. Good to see you from Zelenope, Zenelope, PA, I'll just say. Gem Girl 1975, thank you for coming back. Dan Bishai, good to see you as well. Jason Mack, good to see you. Alan LeGros from the Great White North, good to see you as well. Mr. Bob Myra, good to see you from Central Jersey. That's right, I'm not in New Jersey as of yet. I will be starting, I think I'm going down on Sunday night. Then Monday starts our first rehearsals of Clerks 3. So studying my ass off for the most verbose type of scripts as Kevin always puts forth, especially when it's two clerks talking to each other. Tim Daddio, good to see you as well. Tailshire, good to see you as well. 1971. Thank you. Gem Girl saying I look great. Red Lightning, good to see you. Red Lightning Gem. Daniel Buckley, yes, I am looking a little bit like Colonel Sanders. Thank you, and thank you, Chocolate Covered. I appreciate that. Any guests tonight? No, I didn't book any guests tonight. It's just going to be me. I just want to, kind of unpack a little bit before I pack, so to speak, for the trip to Jersey and getting that all done. You would love to play a cosplay Dante, make a unique fudge flavor to go with it. Hey now, what the? Johnny F. Face, good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining the show. 1 Foot in the Grave props. All right, I like the name. Making props. Right on, brother. Rick Wayne, good to see you as well. Jamie Ramone, Jennifer Laybourne. You should get paid for syllables, my friend. Yes, right? With anything Kevin writes, of course. Maybe wear drama while you're in town. Sure, we can dram. Whatever dram is. Sure. The O'HalloRANT, you should get paid for a syllable. Yes, absolutely. What is up, Mr. CJ Robles? Thank you for coming back. Who else we? Mr. Anthony Hunsicker, good to see you as well. He was one of the fine folks in the movie Right Before Your Eyes. He played the mission or rehab manager of the movie. So good that you can join us this evening. Eduardo Acosta, good to see you as well. E-Love and Jesse Sulu, good to see you. Big Boss, good to see you as well. Sleepy Smile, good to see you as well. Chicago, one of my favorite cities of all time. I usually go to Chicago at least once a year for a trade show that I like going to. In the past 2 years, I've been missing out. So much love to Chicago. Still one of my favorite cities of all time. Fabulous food, restaurant town. Incredible sports town, of course. They have all three very competitive teams. And then, of course, you got the great Second City of comedy and a lot of Broadway shows open there before coming to New York. So great town. So good to see you. Thank you for joining there as well. Question for Brian. Go ahead, shoot, Big Boss. What is your question you would like to throw forth? And as we wait for his question, so it seems we're going to have a week of rehearsals, and then on Kevin's birthday, we start filming Clerks 3 at the original location down there. Is there different locations in Clerks 3? I'm not going to spoil it, but we're not in the store the entire time. But we are in the store for a good major part of the time. So if you like the original, this is going to be right up your alley. Kevin has talked about briefly what the basic outline of the script is. You can find those stories online. I don't want to spoil it personally. If you don't know it, that's the best thing to do, is to go into it, is to go in with an open mind. So glad to hear you're starting Clerks 3 right around the corner. We'll miss you at Raleigh GalaxyCon, though. I know, Meg. Oh, my God. I love Raleigh GalaxyCon. GalaxyCon, fantastic show. And Raleigh is their, I guess, their cornerstone show. And it's 4 days. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. One of the best cons out there, run by one of the best organizations out there. If you get a chance to go to a GalaxyCon, it's worth it, because it's not just the convention, it's also the programming afterwards, especially the cities they pick are usually a lot of really great cities. So it'll be great if you get a chance to go down to Raleigh to catch GalaxyCon. I do approve. We were supposed to go last year, me and Jeff and Jay, a whole bunch of us actually, and due to the pandemic, that got postponed. And then when they started rescheduling things, unfortunately, our shooting schedule overlaps with Raleigh GalaxyCon, but we will make it up to the folks there eventually. I know Jeff was really just getting started and excited about doing conventions. We had done 2 together before everything started shutting down, and we had plans on doing all of the GalaxyCons last year, but alas, it could not happen. But I see a lot of shows that have opened up. Houston Comapalooza happened, and a few others are going on as well. And I tell people, go out, enjoy them. This Delta virus variant, has made some interesting strides in getting people sicker, even getting sick, even though they've been vaccinated. But being vaccinated, you don't usually wind up in the hospital. So if you're vaccinated, and just still wear a mask so you don't transmit this variant to someone else that hasn't been vaccinated. But you've seen the show, you've heard me go on about the vaccinations, and just saying, just do it, man. Makes everybody's lives easier, except obviously people who have some sort of side effect. But check with your doctor to make sure. Mr. Stephen Menard, thank you for watching the show. Will Dante and Randall finally kiss in Clerks 3? I'm not going to tell. You're going to have to wait and see. Weird question. Usually I get, will the donkey be back? Because everybody enjoyed that scene, of course. You were great in Madness in the Method. Yes, thank you so much there, Derwin. I appreciate that. Jay Muse's directorial debut. Great film. If you get a chance to see Madness in the Method, I think it's a fun ride. It's kind of like an alternate universe of Jay Muse. We all play ourselves in that universe. It's a lot of fun, a lot of actual really great scenes in the story in general. I have not seen He-Man yet, and the new Masters of the Universe Revelation was awesome. Need to be a voice in season 2. I would love to be a voice in anything Kevin does. I would love to. Who knows? We'll see what happens. We will be spending 5 to 6 weeks together in the next coming days. So hopefully I can worm my way somehow into a studio to do a voice or two. I'm not a huge I'm not saying huge fan of the series. I don't remember a lot of what the other characters were, because I think at one time I'm like, I would totally play Snarf, and someone's like, that's Thundercats. I'm like, oh right, but I can do it though. Snarf, you know, that kind of thing. And that's probably about my vocal range for that. But we'll see. You never know. So, you know, it is what it is.
What the fuck are you bitches babbling about?
All right, Jay, I know. Okay, you know it all. I got it. All right, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I'd love to be a part of it. I'm going to look forward to, I'll probably watch the first episode tonight, just so that, you know, I'm going to be sitting next to the executive producer of that show, and he'll be like, hey, so what'd you think of the show? And I'll be like, I didn't see it. That's kind of not good. It's usually good to see the stuff of the people you're going to be working with. CJ says, I purchased Now You Know and enjoyed it a lot. It was a little preview of Randall and Elias' relationship before Clerks. It's true. For those who don't know, Now You Know is Jeff Anderson's debut, directorial debut, and I believe he also wrote it as well. This film, if you get a chance, when Clerks 2 came out, I think the DVDs were packaged together for a double pack at one point. If you get a chance to see it, the great Trevor Furman was in Jeff's movie, Now You Know, and Kevin enjoyed his performance so much that when we made Clerks 2, he thought of him as he was writing the script. And Trevor makes his glorious return as Elias in Clerks 3 in a hilarious, just hilarious performance, written anyway. I mean, the meaty comedy that Elias and Randall have together is hilarious on paper. I know I know the two of them are going to be hilarious in the filming of it. So I look forward to working with them and just getting that Elias vibe again, and just the back and forth that myself and Jeff with the Randall and Dante character banter and the glorious words that Kevin always provides us to say. So look forward to it. I'm amped. I'm not going to lie. I'm amped. I'm going to put a lot of hard work into it. And it's going to be fun. Plus we're in the original store. It's going to be crazy. I mean, last time I was in that store to shoot any segment besides Clerks 2, and I guess Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back were the only two times that we were been in there. And it's just, you know, now we're going to be full-time in there. And even in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, that the storefront, spoiler alert in Reboot, the storefront was actually replicated in front of, funny enough, in front of, I think, an auto repair shop down in New Orleans that we took over for a couple of days for all those exterior scenes in front of the Quickstop in the beginning and towards the end of the film. If you haven't seen it, go see Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. There's one of the shirts given to me from the party. And you'll enjoy it. You'll really enjoy it. Especially me and Kevin were just astounded at how well they had replicated the front of the block of stores. So Johnny's upset. What? Man, movies are fucking bullshit. Yes. Yes, they are. But they're entertaining as well. So, you know. Hey, Brian, any plans on you and Marilyn coming back to Kissimmee, Florida? I'm going to see Ming Chen tomorrow at the Coliseum of Comics. That's right. Ming Chen is down at Coliseum of Comics down in Orlando, Florida. If you get a chance, stop on by. I'd love to go back down to Florida, you know, once I'm done filming and stuff. As of right now, I don't think we have any conventions as of right now on my schedule for the rest of this year for Florida, but that can change. You never know. So those good folks at ZSC Entertainment for booking my convention appearances, they'll find someplace, I'm sure. Usually we book a couple of months, if not almost a whole year, sometimes in advance. So we shall see. Stacy Harden asks, I actually knew that. I was bummed it wasn't in Jersey, but they did an amazing job making it look like. That's right. They did. They did a great job. The folks down there, the Carpenters, all the crew of Reboot were wonderful. A majority, same type of key people from Reboot are back in play for the new Clerks 3. So you're going to see some fun stuff. I know Kevin has put up on his social media some shots of the First Avenue Playhouse that we all in real life auditioned at in Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey, which still operates to this day. We'll be doing a couple of days in there for a couple of scenes, and also the RST video store next door is utilized in the new film as well, which he did some photos of that on his social media as well. So I'm not doing any spoilers. So what's your favorite event to watch in the Summer Olympics? I don't know if I won't be able to watch the Summer Olympics this time because I'll be rehearsing and then filming. But usually when I was a Summer Olympics watcher, I always liked the decathlon just because you had to do, you weren't just a one trick pony. And I'm not saying Olympic athletes are one trick ponies. I'm saying like, it's just like I concentrate on just javelin, or I just concentrate on just shot put, or I'm just 100-yard dash person. It was like, you had to do a whole bunch of things. So the decathlon was always interesting. The big media hype is always the basketball games and the soccer games. But I remember as a teenager, if my high school had this, I was like, man, it would be interesting to be a pole vaulter and just like, try that. But A, too big of a kid. And B, our school, I don't think had a pole vaulter, and I don't think high school sports had pole vaulting actually. So anyway, that was always like out of your traditional Olympic kind of sports. That would be the one I would probably like to attempt, I guess you could say. So we'll see. So I'm gonna see if I can pack up my setup here. And by setup, I mean like I have 3 monitors, one for my OBS, one for my StreamYard that, is the whole ground control kind of thing. And then the other is my digital sound mixer. And then I do have my Zoom mixing board here for the mic. My tablet fed into the board for music and sound effects. I do have a Stream Deck. We'll see how it is. And I have it laid out on 2 big kind of tables kind of thing. So when I get to where I'm going and set up shop, hopefully, I'm going to bring a 100-foot Cat 8 cable to see if I can jack hardwired into the router where I'm going. And then I'll be down in the central Jersey area for about a month. We're shooting Monday through Fridays with weekends off. I know Kevin had talked about perhaps doing shows at the Smod Castle during our weekends off. We had our COVID compliance and protocols Zoom meeting just the other day. They FedExed me a self-taking jam up my nose COVID test, and overnight I dropped it back in FedEx, and they overnight and negative. Thank you. I'm negative. So that's a good thing. And so they were kind of putting the scare of, this is, you take it seriously, because if someone tests positive on a set, just so you know, they are not allowed on set for 10 days, which if it's like me or Jeff or Kevin, that could be an issue. That costs the production money, and it costs time and all this other stuff. So rather, if I'm going to be mingling during those 5 weekends, I am still up in the air about. I wear masks everywhere I go anyway. And, people look at me like, why is he wearing a mask? First, I go, with this face, wouldn't you? And secondly, I say, well, because the variant that's out right now still can affect even vaccinated people. And I'd hate to be the one to then retransmit that to someone who hasn't done it. So, that being said, if Kevin does shows at the Smod Castle or not, maybe I can do something there on one of the nights. Who knows? Still up in the air. Everything's really up in the air. You never know. So we'll see. When you're streaming Friday nights on set, are we going to be talking to you or Dante? Well, usually when I punch the clock on set and I'm out, it's back to Brian. If we're talking show hours, like, Jay, anybody here who follows Jay on Twitch, especially, he's always like, wherever he travels, he'll even just do it like, from a distance, like, yo, we're here at the Quickstop and we're about to take scene 45. Here we go. Watch it. Like he'll do stuff really, really wild. And we'll see. We'll see if who we'll get. I'd love to have some of the people, obviously, from the crew and the cast be part of the show. But like I said, I'm playing it all by ear. We'll see what happens in the meantime. My city's in total lockdown, hundreds of cases daily. Yeah, that's going on, man. It's getting a little crazy. Totally. Yes, Stacy and Jennifer Laybourne. Jay is always a ball of energy. So we'll see. I'm hoping we can get through this and be in our little bubble. Like I said, a majority of the film takes place indoors, and we have zones of COVID. Like there's the green zone where you're outside and you're socially distant and things are normal. Then there's the yellow zone where it's like where crew who have to be just off scene are, the monitors, video village, as they call it, where the director and producer watch what's going on. And then there's red zone. Red zone is on set in the store, me behind the counter. Everybody wears masks until literally they're ready to go to picture. Then we take off our masks. There's PAs and stuff that have bags for our stuff to be put into. Then we do our scenes and then cut and then we check and then put the mask. Everybody puts masks back on again. It's going to be like that. There's going to be a lot of this. I'm going to be building these muscles, whatever these muscles entail, to put around this is going to be this motion a lot. So we'll see. It'll be fun. We'll see. You never know. What else do we have here? Planning to do Mallrats 2. Slow your roll there, Bamfla. Let's do one thing at a time. Yes, I remember him asking me when the first iteration of Clerks 3 wasn't going to go through. He was like, hey, but I want you to be part of Mallrats. When Clerks 3 wasn't going to happen, he asked me to be part of Mallrats 2. So I'm hoping that I'll be back for Mallrats 2. Maybe Gil Hicks again. Who knows? Grant Hicks. Could be anybody at this point. So, but that's like late 2022, 2023 kind of planning, if that. So we'll see. Sweet mask muscles, Brian. Thank you, Anthony. I'm working out. Yeah. Off with the mask, on with the mask, off with the mask. Yeah, don't jump the line. One Hicks at a time. Hey, ladies. Nice one, CJ. I like it. I would love to see a Hicks family reunion too. Yeah, like the Clumps, the Hicks. I could do the same like Eddie Murphy. Why not, right? Bill Hicks, great comedian. Would love to see some of that. Would you consider interviewing a couple of knuckleheads who always have a Clerks poster with them? Well, I don't know about interviewing them, but I've run into a bunch of them, and you're probably one of them, I'm sure. Has it ever been confirmed if all the Hicks are related? That's a Kevin question. And I think the Hicks that we were going to do in the Chasing Amy was Sean. I think SEAN, but it never made the credits. It just went executive number 1, executive number 2. There you go. The Crisis of Infinite Hicks. That'd be funny. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Got some great people coming in, doing some cameos. The great Rosaria Dawson returns as Becky, and what? Someone complaining out there? Am I being heckled by my own cat? That's Oliver, for those wondering. She's probably upset that, how come you're not on the couch like you usually are? Man. So, one thing I didn't talk about last week was, if anybody missed last week's show, it was great. We had on, surprisingly, literally, as they're watching the show like you were, Scott Schiaffo Chuli's Gum Guy, and also Marilyn Gigliotti came on from L.A., literally, as she was watching. And as she's watching again this evening. Good to see you, Marilyn. Thank you for watching again. CJ Cullen, good to see you. Thank you for joining, my friend. All the way back from the Houston Comapalooza. I think you hosted a couple of panels while you were there, so that was awesome. Great news. But we never got to discuss the finale of Loki. And I liked how it kind of wrapped up and still leaves this kind of mystery as to, the timekeeper, so to speak, position was. And I thought it was shot incredibly well. But yes, I enjoyed it in its entirety. And it leaves it open for a new season. And, now you've got the What If and all these other series that they're putting forth that look really good. So I think it set the table for some good stuff. It answered a bunch of questions that I was like, what? But now we'll see. We'll see where we go from here. It totally opened up a lot of doors. You're absolutely right. Yes, Danger Girl. Loki. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Bob Myra says to Marilyn, hello. From First Avenue Playhouse, if you remember correctly. I thought it was done really well. I did too, Jason Mack. I thought it was, I thought the money was very well spent. I mean, it looked like it had a lot of CGI, like WandaVision in that sense. But Hiddleston does a great job, and everybody does a great job, and Owen Wilson is Owen Wilson, but he did a great job. I wanted to see his character though on a jet ski. In the end, man, I was like, put this guy on a jet ski for God's sakes already. Damn. But the table is set. Tonight, after the show, I will watch the new Masters of the Universe Revelation so that I don't get all spoiled out on social media. I know Kevin's been doing the rounds of all the press. I think he was on Good Morning America, GMA 3, a whole bunch of different shows promoting the show, and obviously on his own Twitter. And he was also on Mike and Ming's I Sell Comics podcast and a whole bunch of other people's stuff as well. So yes, Joe, I do hate when everybody spoils things. It's true. It's true. Derwin says Loki being in love with a variant of himself makes total sense. I know, right? It's kind of weird, but when it comes to Loki, yeah, that's about par for him, right? Johnny Face, very much looking forward to your work in 3. Brian, Godspeed. Take care, Johnny. We will see you at the next one. Hopefully next Friday. We'll see. It'll be the last night of rehearsals before we start shooting that following Monday. So we shall see. Amazing. Binged it when it came out. Right. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Tim Daddio, you know which knuckleheads I was referring to, my friend John. Yes, who was with the Edmonton Oilers fan poster. We all took pictures of the Smog Clerks after Clerks 2. Yes. Yes, he came over to me at the Smod Castle grand opening as well. Joe says, I remember when How I Met Your Mother had the mother reveal episode. A friend had just had a friend just had to post a photo on Facebook, right? Which then spoils it for everybody. So, and of course, Frischetti photo self-love. Yes, Loki self-love would be funny. It wasn't falling in love; it was trusting each other. Loki doesn't trust. That's true. It was he did make a breakthrough in therapy terms, I guess you could say. The fact that he was able to trust someone else, now albeit another Loki, which if there's anyone that you still have to be suspicious about, it would be another Loki. So it was good to see that wrap up. I mean, I hate to see it go. I'd love to have seen even more episodes. And these kind of 6-episode series, which has been kind of like the way things work on the streaming services. You know, it's not like a television show where a network will hopefully commit for at least 12 episodes. And when it's a hot show, 21, 22 episodes, 24 episodes, a half-hour episode. So it seems, though, that because the MCU is so huge, that giving 6 concentrated episodes for certain characters or pairs of characters or different, segments of the universe is kind of cool. And they're laying it out well. The phases, I think, are being pulled out and stretched out in a way that, hey, once we're done with this, don't worry. There's this coming out in a week, and this coming out here, and this coming out here. So you never know. Ooh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. But I'm not. All right. But no, I'm not. All right. Got a tickle in my nose. I was like, what's going on? So since you are working in Zone A, how many of those boring COVID safety tests did you have to watch before you took your first test? This is in all of the pandemic, this would have been my 3rd test. I took a test for filming with Ernie O'Donnell on his sitcom show twice, because we shot like towards the beginning of the pandemic. We were scheduled to shoot and we did it, and then again for another segment. And then this was this would be my 4th now I think about it, because there was a point where I thought I had COVID, and I got a test locally, and thankfully came up negative. And then the one that they FedExed me, which I self-administered, that came back today negative as well. So we're going to be tested 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. So we have the ability to stop spread as soon as possible. So anybody else coming in, if they're doing just a day or 2, they'll get tested, I think, 48 hours before they arrive on set. I think there's a rapid test by everybody on set, and then we film and stuff like that. But for people like myself and Jeff and Jay and Kevin and Trevor, who are there almost every day for this filming, we will be tested 3 times a week. So this schnoz is going to be like really, really like cleaned out. And I don't have to worry about them going too far back with that. There's nothing up here. They're not hitting nothing. They can look up my nostril and be like, "Hey, is anybody in there?" Yeah. And that's how big it is. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, so we're there. They're serious. There's 7 people on the set that's their job, is to kind of be the COVID police, the social distancing, mask wearing police, because, there are millions of dollars involved here. This isn't just like, hey, kids, $27,575 like the first film. This is going to have some Kishola behind it, little dinero, green, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, so we got to make sure that we protect the investment, so to speak. So we shall see. And it's what's up, Trey Mock? Good to see you again. Thank you for joining the stuff. Ryan West, good to see you as well. You could just walk around and swab up there and pull out when you need it. Well, yeah, I guess. But it's good to be done. It's good to the film crew, it's tough. You have to be rapid tests every day before filming, not just Clerks 3, but anything. Yes, it is. Is this a state mandate or just a shoot mandate? Ryan, this is a union mandate. This is Screen Actors After Union, Directors Guild Union, Producers Guild Union. Everybody came to an agreement on how to keep productions safe and on schedule. Because once again, this is still a business. I remember when being in college and one of my professors was like writing on the wall, show business, and the word show was very small and the word business was huge. He goes, I know I have quite a few in here are concentrating on the show part, but you got to understand that this is a business. And, when it comes down to it, film business especially, time is money. And yes, this is a SAG signatory production. So Christopher asked a good question. Will Clerks be in black and white or color? I'm not going to reveal that, but I think let's just say the fans will get a great love for it. Let's put it that way. Yes, so am I, Sean. I'm very, very, very good. For every actor, almost. Right on, right on. Here we go. Any word on Clerks 3 going on the road or in theaters? Good. That is a very good question from Mad Brothers Media. This is going to follow, I believe, the similar kind of release that the reboot took, which was a road show that once it got to town, you'd see screenings with Kevin, myself, Jeff, Jay, a few others, with a Q&A afterwards. And then once we would leave that town, a theatrical release. Now, this might be different because that was a different distributor. This is now Lionsgate, so they may have a different... We're definitely still doing the road show part of it, but whether it's a road show with a wide release at the same time, that I don't know yet, personally. So, but that's something for, I think it's the beginning of next year is like the goal to get it out. So we'll see. Just as long as Randall doesn't leave the coffee pot on again, right? So funny you should say that. For the love of God, I hope it hits Cleveland. I think it will. I think it will. You guys just got a new team, the Guardians. Congratulations. The Cleveland Guardians baseball team. Well done, Cleveland. Brian, are you going to LA Comic-Con in 2021? I don't know the dates. If it's after August, would love to go back there. It was a great time. Last time I was there with Marilyn Gigliotti, and we were promoting with the Legion M, the good folks at Legion M. For those who don't know, that's the fan-based, owned, crowd-sourced funding producers of Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. So we were there promoting Reboot. As a matter of fact, the booth had that entire storefront that was built down in New Orleans for Reboot as the backdrop of the booth. It was a great time last time we were there, and I would love to go back to the LA Comic-Con. A good bunch of people there, and it's run incredibly well, and had some fun playing celebrity D&D. So if we can, I'd love to. Brian, are you invested in any crypto? No, I am not. I am not invested in crypto. I'm kind of suspicious of it personally, but that's just my own feeling on it. And me saying that will not make any difference. I am not Elon Musk. I am not Gary V. I am not any of these incredible people who know what crypto is all about. So yes, I'm left behind on that in that sense. And same thing with NFTs. Still trying to wrap my head around it, and we'll see. So, but trust me, if I have any questions, I have at least 50 people on Instagram and Twitter that send their spam about crypto and stuff like that. They're like, oh, you have a new follower. And then I look at the follower. I'm like, it's a spam for crypto. Cocky Jerk says, great name, by the way. Brian, when did you find out Clerks 3 was green lit? Was Kevin the one who told you? Yes, it was Kevin. And this had been bandied about for a couple of years. So it was the kind of thing where, is it happening? Isn't it not happening? That kind of thing. And then you go through the normal process of putting together a deal and all this other stuff. So, although I have been joking with friends that I'll believe that we've made Clerks 3 when the credits have rolled at the end of the movie and the lights come up in the theater and I can look around and say that we made a movie and people saw it. So we shall see. Will there be a OHalloRANT merchandise soon? I am working on that. I'm working on a few things, especially about the OHalloRANT. So we shall see soon. We will get you some. We will make sure there is some merch available real soon. Hi, Bri. Any plans to talk with Brian Johnson about Vulgar 2 while in Jersey? Funny you should say that, Sleepy Smile 34. I ran into Brian Johnson at the Smod Castle grand opening 2 weekends ago, and he was backstage about to go on for Highlands, Peephole Highlands, which was the story, the podcast that Jay, Kevin, Brian Johnson, and Ernie O'Donnell did for the grand opening weekend on Smodcastle. And so I said to him, I said, so what do you think? Do you think we can do this? And he was leaning in. He goes, yeah, I think we'll be able to get this done. I said, good. Well, let's do it. Let's totally do it. Risketti Photo says, I'd rock an OHalloRANT shirt. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I believe I have one of your photography shirts, if I remember correctly. I think you gave me one at one time, if I remember correctly. You never know. But yeah, so if once we get this release of Clerks 3, I know Brian Johnson a couple of years ago, pre-COVID, had mentioned the idea that he had for Vulgar 2, and I was like, yo, this I could get into. And pretty much everybody else who was a part of the first part of it was the same thing. Once you get the merch running, if you get a fat guy size, I'm in. Oh, trust me, sir, I know my fan base very well. We are healthy eaters. Trust me, I know. Same thing, like you can't go to Comic-Cons and you can't go to different events and not realize that people who have a love for their girth, who've been born with the big boned, need to be clothed in stylish wares as well. So we'll get you covered. Don't worry. If it takes a XXX, wait, that sounded dirty. Well, you know what I mean. A 3Xer. I should say 3X. I think in clothing, it's better to say 3X than XXX. Just for the porn industry aspect of it, I would think. But yeah, that's definitely going to be one of the things that I'll be like, I'd insist we have access to 3X. By the way, I'm not implying you're a 3X. I'm just saying I will probably go as high as 3X. And if need be, we can special order giant size. Andre the Giant Size. What was he? He had to be like, I don't know, 5X. Like I don't know how big and tall shops label things, but Andre the Giant must have been just, what size is Andre the Giant? Andre the Giant size. It's probably what they wrote on his clothing orders. Andre size. 4X. All right. Well, you never know, sir. Need a Dante nightshirt. Well, hello. Dante nightshirts. Now we're getting into the Fredericks of Hollywood type of stuff here. Hello. Hello. Oh man, Vulgar. The one thing that stuck in my mind from that movie, the scene where you're wearing fishnets and stuff. Yes, dressed as Vulgar. Which, the history of Vulgar is pretty much this. The cartoon segment from the very first Clerks, where this clown comes in and there's a kid playing with a little ball. The clown goes behind the dressing screen, gets undressed, walks out in a bustier fishnet stockings and heels, and has a clapboard and kind of claps View Askew Productions. That was a sketch that Walt Flanagan had made apparently for a metal band in town, in the local Highlands, Leonardo, Atlantic Highlands area. And the band's like, "What are you, some sort of freak? No, this isn't going to be our logo." And so they rejected it. And Kevin's like, "I'll have that as the logo of my company." And so the little logo of the company in the bottom of the corner, you'll see it says Vulgar the Clown. So a year or two after, I think it was, after Clerks and Mallrats were made, I think Brian Johnson was sitting in Kevin's Red Bank offices at the time, and the posters up there on the wall of, the original Clerks, and you see the logo of, the Vulgar the Clown logo in the corner of the poster. And Brian Johnson, I think, said to Kevin, "Hey, man, what do you think that guy's story is?" And Kevin's like, "I don't know. Why don't you write it?" And he was like, "All right." And then he wrote this first draft, which was crazy. The first draft of the script was absolutely crazy. Showed it to Kevin, and Brian's like, "Who do you think, or Kevin, I think it was either Kevin asked him, who do you think you'd want to play this role?" And Brian Johnson said, he's like, "Do you think O'HalloRANT could do it?" And he's like, "Sure." And I remember him saying, "Hey, I want you to read this script. I thought of you when I wrote it." And I was like, "Okay." And next thing you know, boom. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I remember calling him up. And once again, this is before the internet, email, and cell phones. And I was like, "You said you thought of me when you wrote this? You are a sick motherfucker." Because the first draft there was, in the assault scene especially, it was vile. Well, let's put it that way. It was definitely stuff you don't see in a regular movie. Let's put it that way. So what you people see actually is the toned down version, script wise, of what the movie and it was still released unrated, by the way. So, hey, speaking of Vulgar, we had the great Scott Schiaffo. For some reason, closing group. I don't know what that link is, but thank you for joining us, Mr. Scott Schiaffo. Good to see you. Vulgar Universe sounds crazy as fuck. Is Muse going to play the villain? He'd be perfect, even if he get even for what he did with you and Madness and the Method. Thank you, Jack. Well, if you remember in the Vulgar Universe, Jay plays a character. I think his name was Tuat, like Touat, Tuat. And he was a gun dealer. Like, he was like the local drug gun kind of guy. Funny appearance by him in that. Apparently there really are bachelor party clowns. LOL. Someone in Portland does it. I learned from Google. Oh yeah, I believe that's a real thing. I didn't think we were discovering a new aspect of clowning when we decided to be a clown for bachelor parties and bachelorette parties. It's just, poor Will. Carlson, his first gig did not go well at all. If you haven't seen the movie, check it out. I recommend, if you have a choice, to see the unrated version. That was the theatrical release version. There is a rated R version, which back in the day, Brian Johnson cut down some pieces so that it could be shown or be retailed at Blockbuster Videos, because Blockbuster Videos back in the day didn't allow anything above an R. So, and look where that got them. So here we are. That's right, Scott. Twat the basshead. Bass! How low can you go? Death row! What a brother know. Once again, back is the incredible rhyme animal, the untenable deep company number 150 said freeze, and I got none. All right, that's enough of that. I miss those days. This show should be in black and white. Well, the facts are black and white here, Mr. Madison. That is for certain. Otherwise, we live in an age where color is the way to go. And that's why I'm in color. Thank you for looking at the show here, Mr. David Madison. If you haven't caught his show every Sunday night at 11 o'clock at night over there, 10 o'clock, I believe it is. End of the night with David Lee Madison and his wonderful co-host, Scott Schiaffo. Check them out. Check it out on YouTube and Facebook. End of the Night with David Madison is the title to search for. Thank you for joining and watching the show, sir. Much appreciated. Woo! So that's it. It seems like tomorrow I'm doing heavy-duty packing. I'm going to see technically about packing up my setup. This stuff stays. It's not going to be an interesting background where I'm going. I'm thinking about bringing my green screen for that and having me put me on different planets and sets of different movies and TV shows. Hey, I'm on the set of Friends. Could I be any more here today? That was a weird mashup. I'm not even supposed to. Could I be any supposed to be here today? I don't know. Whatever. Sometimes you just get this old. You forget things. Or people just don't care. That too. Is annoying customer coming back from Clerks? Oh, sir, we're bringing annoying customers in by the busloads. By the busloads. Speaking of David Madison, I saw you in Middle Village. That's right. David Lee Madison has a great love letter documentary about his time living in Middle Village, Queens. He kind of takes me around his own neighborhood, in which I ask him questions about his old neighborhood, and he interviews a whole bunch of people who came out of the Middle Village, Queens area. If you ever get a chance, check it out. It's called Middle Village, the documentary. Bring your show to the Smod Castle. That is the plan, sir. Me and Ernie have been talking about doing some live shows, at least maybe once a month, a live show there at the Smod Castle. Once again, once I'm done wrapping up with shooting of Clerks, and as long as it doesn't fall on a weekend that I am at a convention on a Friday or Saturday night, which I hope to do. I hope to do a show at the conventions, whether I shoot it early and tape delay it for broadcast at the normal time or what have you. So we'll see. Thank you for the plug. Now I could use some hair plugs. Oh, stop it. Brain, football over b-ball. I thank you for calling me Brain. I am a smart person. I wanted to see your street hube skills. Football over b-ball. I do get more excited about football. There's only 16 games to play as opposed to 162 or whatever it is the season is these days. And so, losing one is not a big killer of a team's kind of mojo, so to speak. Plus it's organized war pretty much, in a weird way. So I enjoy, number one sport for me, hockey, New York Rangers. Number two sport, football, New York Jets. Number three sport probably would be baseball. And then number four sport, basketball with a close auto racing behind it. And then after that, it's up in the air. Every once in a while, I catch myself watching on one of the sports channels, the Australian rules football, the footy. Get to watch that every once in a while. Wrong accent, Brian. Anyway, so I'll watch footy from time to time. Not a golf fan, miniature golf fan. Love miniature golf. Regular type of golf, A, don't have that type of upper body strength. B, It's no fun for me, just shooting distance and then getting in a hole. I want to shoot between a windmill's blades or the big clown face, get it in the eye, or some sort of weird contraption that it has to go over water and a bridge and then onto a little mini boat. And then, like that's fun. So there's the breakdown of my sports in a nutshell. It's a Middle Village reference. You choose baseball over football. Oh, I did? Oh, I think I don't know. Did I? I guess. I don't know. Yo, Bri. Yo, Sean. Will you be rocking the salt and pepper goatee in Clerks 3? No. Because we don't want to depress the audience even more. I just stopped with what I normally keep up with. So this is a nice clean base to them to do their chemistry magic on. So that's why the hair looks like all ratty and stuff. So they'll cut it and trim it whatever way they want. Oh, look at me, I'm Mo. Hang on, where is it? I'm Mo. Listen here, you wise guy, Randall. Oh. That's a weird mashup, Bri. And I'm not even drinking yet. Just literally watered down cranberry juice. Cranberry juice straight is too strong. It's too acidic. So I water down everything, kind of like that. I don't have a drinking problem. I have a sober problem. No. So that's what we're doing. We're going base. I know. I almost look like the architect from The Matrix. Well, Neo, you have a choice. See, you choose door number 1, door number 2. The 6 other ones of you, the one, made the same choice. Whatever. I don't know. I don't remember the dialogue of The Matrix. But yeah, I mean, I'm Irish. I'm like 100% Irish. Literally, my 2 older brothers, my parents, all born in Ireland. I'm the only one born here in America. So I was going gray in my 20s. So I've been just coloring ever since. And everybody's like, oh, you're a fraud and a liar. I thought you had youthful, beautiful hair. Your facial hair is gorgeous. No. I probably, if I shave this down again and start really again from scratch, it'd probably like maybe salt and pepper. Maybe it's like that up here. And then eventually I'd be like Anderson Cooper. Meaning white hair, not handsome like him and actually has talent and credibility. Love Anderson. He's a great interviewer. You and Kevin should make a Darby O'Gill and the Little People. Wow. You, sir, just behold a big reference out of your ass. Wow. I don't think even people know about Darby O'Gill and the Little People. I do, because I'm Irish. But we shall see. Shout out to Scott Schiaffo's character, Mo. There you go. Someone says, I remember that movie. See, someone remembers the movie. It's a Disney movie, so would it be? I don't know. Would that be on Disney Plus? That's a good question, since it is a Disney movie. Gridmaster says, a whole lot of hell. Yes, agreed. Darby O'Gill. Ha, ta, 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 ta. Sean Connery singing to my darling Irish girl. There you go. I have that movie. There you go. Sean Connery and King Brian. I like the sound of that. Well, that's what my parents told me. Like my father would say, you're named after Brian Boru, first king of Ireland. And then I would read up on Brian Boru. He was killed by his own brother. And I was like, well, that's not good, Dad. And I'd believe one of my brothers would kill me, to be honest with you. So now that this is on tape, if I'm ever found dead, round up my brothers, especially a knife to the back. I'm sure that snippet is going to be played on TMZ at some point when I eventually leave this mortal coil behind. What do we have here? A kind of warning of a future version of you, right? Or, Total Recall, if you're watching this. I imagine you as Darby and Kevin as the Leprechaun King. Listen, man, this sounds like a perfect pitch meeting. People just could be like, do people even care about leprechauns anymore? Or is that offensive to small people? I don't know. Muse as the daughter. See, you guys are making the movie in the chat. I can see it already. Kind of warning you, a future version. Yes, we talked about that. Sorry. Could be offensive to Irish people too. Yeah. When Hollywood takes a cultural film and it's not done by the actual culture, some things can slip through the cracks. And I bet that guy wasn't even supposed to be there that day. True. Drinks to that.
Are you even supposed to be here today?
Don't get me started.
Yeah, right. Well, folks, I got to tell you, this has been a real fun time in this location. I'm hoping once I get moved into where I'm going to be staying, that logistically it can all work out. The upcoming week, going to be a lot of work. We're not filming, we're just rehearsing, and costume fittings and hair and makeup, getting all prepped and all this type of stuff, just making sure all logistics are starting to work right. So, but then hopefully next Friday I'll be able to set up a studio of some sort with some sort of interesting background. We'll see. We'll see. But otherwise, August 2nd, nonstop. I looked at they sent me the schedule a couple of days ago, and I was like, oh shit, I'm every single day like I was last time. Man, this is going to be something. Something. A whole lot of words got to be said in a short period of time. But you're going to love it. It's going to be hilarious. Thank you, Mr. Gridmaster. I appreciate it. And thank you guys so much. Now, if you want to follow along what I'm up to, and please do do me a favor, get on the socials and follow along for the show. Subscribe. Just hit that little button that you're watching this on. If you're watching it on Facebook, the O'HalloRANT, the YouTube, hit subscribe on the little bell there. If you're on Twitch, please follow along as well. Twitter, Instagram, those are the accounts for that. If you want to follow along what I'm doing, here you go. That's my Facebook page. The YouTube channel is the same. The Twitch channel is the same. The Twitter and the Instagram are Brian C. O'Halloran. Follow along if you can. It'd be great. I'll be posting small little snippets, photos, and stuff from the set. I say the set like they're building something. It's the store. Come on. And it's the best way to follow along what I'm doing. So thank you guys so much for taking the time tonight. I hope you guys have a great weekend yourselves. I hope we get roaring into August on the right foot. If you haven't gotten your vaccine shot, check with your doctor, see if it's appropriate for you first off. But this new variant's really doing some serious damage. We're now soaring to nearly 40,000 cases a day here in the United States. And it's I have a friend who got his Pfizer, caught it. Now, it's like he's got the flu now, as opposed to full-blown, COVID. But it's something that, trust me, it's in your best interest, I would say. Otherwise, wear a mask. Be considerate. Wear a mask then, so that A, you don't catch it, or B, if you do contract it, you're just suffering with what you would have normal type of feeling, and sickness, you'll be able to not transmit it. So wear your mask, wash your hands, socially distance. Shit's still out there. And then we'll get back to all normal life, hopefully. So thank you guys so much. Draft Digit, thank you for doing both. And you got microchipped as well. Perfect. CY, thank you for coming out. Josh McManus, Mad Brother Media, Go Bigs, Gem Girl, X Bride, Anthony Fraschetti, Trey Mock, CJ Roll, Voles, Gem Girl, 1973, Gridmaster, Alfred Ramirez, Jason Mack, Ryan West, Red Lightning Gem, Meg Marie, Danger Girl AC, Amy, good to see you as well. Crippolus, good to see you. Thank you for joining us this evening as well. Let's see if I find us. Scott Schiaffel, Marilyn Gigliotti, David Lee Madison, Bob Myra, thank you so much. Sean Baker, Mark Trasher, thank you so much. The #1 fan, Christopher Hewitt, and we will get some OHalloRANT type of merch. Get on the ground with that. And Alan LeGros from the great country of Canada. Good to have you watch the show as well. Mr. Mike Travis from the Ohio area, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you for joining us. And hopefully we get to see everybody next Friday. I will post to let you know if we are or not. And Bill Savarice, good to see you as well. #6 Village Angel, good to see you as well. I appreciate all your support and for taking the time for this 1 hour or so a week that I try to get put together here, this little dog and pony show called The OHalloRANT. I'm Brian O'Halloran. I love the fact that we get time to share these kind of moments, and I hope you tell your friends about the show, and hopefully soon I'll have a big announcement about merch and different other aspects that I'm working on, so it should be fun. We'll see you then. In the meantime, love one another. Have a great weekend, folks, and we will see you next time.
Not even supposed to be here today.